James Plays Game.
That's me!
Hey everybody, welcome back to James Plays Uru Complete Chronicles. Last time we went around this age, Teledon, trying to figure out how to get into the prison area of a different age. I think it's Garrison or Garetian, something like that. The fortress age. Couldn't figure it out. I thought maybe it had something to do with the shroomy, the big, I don't know, like crustacean whale things that are out in the water somewhere, but I couldn't quite figure out what to do with them. I reread the journal, tried to replicate things as best I could with what I've got, which turns out I don't got much. But the idea of trying to draw one of them in into like the shallows and close the gate behind them, I couldn't figure out how you do that. So I just kind of went around looking to see if there was anything else I might have missed. And there is. That's why we're here. So first off, got ourselves a fancy new shirt. Look at that. So sexy. But we're here at the top of this tower, and we had climbed that ladder, and then we came down these stairs, and we opened up a secret door that brought us out here. And you might remember me saying, what's the point of that? I thought that maybe it was we created an alternate path to get out of the tower, so maybe there was something we would be doing to close off the other path. But that's not exactly the case. You come out, I think that's the whole purpose, is that you are able to see this on your way out of here if you just look around a little bit, because going through here, you don't really see anything. Kind of have to really get into this corner here, which you would be doing from coming out that door. This is another one of those tablets, and this might be exactly what we're looking for. So we will do that, but before we do, I want to go and recheck a periscope, or whatever you want to call it, that was not cooperating at the end of the last video, because there's some bugs with this game. And I just want to go to that area and check it again and see if it's working. Then with that done, we will go check out that tablet, because I think that is going to be progression towards what I'm wanting to do, get into that prison area. If it's not, then, you know, what the hell. Okay. Click. And it works this time. Okay. Bob Ogubo. So this would be like our spy area that was referenced in the journal. So they're spying on people in here, having like meetings and stuff. I don't know if this is important, but I will note blue, orange, green. See this? Blue, orange, green. Which I got a reference to in, I think, the second journal. So maybe Bob Ogub. Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Bob O. Gubo, B-O-G. Right? Like an order. Bog. Blue, orange, green. Maybe, right? And then this is some sort of layout. But I'm not 100% sure for what. Now from here, we could go back to the Relto that is not ours. And from there, we could go to another age that is not ours. I think Bevan? So we had gone to Bevan from our home base, our Relto, and looked around a little bit. And then, like I said, this is someone else's home base, and they have a book that also goes to Bevan, but it's a different version of Bevan. So I think I will hold off on this for another time where I can revisit my version to better compare it to this version. So we're not going to do that. We will... Actually, we don't even need to do this. We can go back home and then just warp from the cloth. Okay, now it's time to touch that tablet, and hopefully it's what we've been looking for, and if not, then we'll just stop with this and we have one more age to check out. Okay. This does in fact look like a prison. Lots of bones. We touched one. Okay, yep. Alright, so we would be back in that fortress age because of all the things that we've already gotten for progress here. Okay. And... oh, you cannot really see out of these. We do appear to be rotating. And I do see this here. I still don't know what any of those are. I may have to try checking out a manual if there's one to be found with my version of the game. Or you could just tell me if you know, if it's nothing super important. If it's like a puzzle or something like that, don't. But if it's... Yoop. Okay. This concerns me. Okay. I think I may need to map this out. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd rather start it now before I get lost. So... it's not going to be a real fancy map. It's just going to be marking a couple of lines here. Okay, the right way is always the right way. No, it's not. It's a dead end. Okay. The left way is always the left way. Okay, never mind. Maybe this is not as much of a maze as I expected it to be. And just a reminder, this is what it looks like to me. So, if you can see the bars in the video, I can't. So, just keep that in mind. Don't be like, oh, how did he not realize those were dead ends? It's because it's all black to me. Okay. Let me try to continue with the idea of this being something to map out. Okay, now, once again, the right way is always the right way. Okay, that's not something I can interact with. Let me just think about this for a moment. I think we're below the prisons. This is towards the center area. And with the way that this curves, this could be a quarter of the way around, or it could be a sixth of the way around. Because there were the 6 rooms on another floor. Okay, let me see if there's anything to see beyond. Actually, this is interesting. Because this area here would be like right like in this area. So we're bypassing that when we go this far. I wonder if that means anything. If there's like a way to get into there or something, you know? Okay. Same with this section here. There's a flickering light. Okay, that might be useful to get our bearings. And yes, I will check each one of these on the chance that there might be an opening. Okay, that is not too terrible with its flickering. I think that'll be okay. That's dark. Okay. Okay, there's a ladder up. So we're getting a couple of things that we could make note of to kind of keep our bearings here and have an understanding of where we are without getting lost. Hello? I can't see the bars, but I can definitely see that skeleton. And have we made a full round? I don't think so. Not yet. So this could be 6 sides. Still? Because we dropped down a hole, so I was looking for that hole to kind of mark when we'd gone like a full circuit. And maybe it wasn't here, like at the intersection. Maybe I was a little further back. Like here? Yeah, that seems right. And was there one of those at every one of these intersections? Yes. Okay. So if this is the one and only flickering light, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we should be back. Yep, okay. Alright, so it was in fact 6. That's good to just kind of confirm for my exploration. What's the next one over that had the ladder? Okay. Climb on up. Now from up here, it's still very dark for me. Even though there's sun, there's just a lot of shadow being cast. Okay, that's down. This is either up or it's in the wall. I think it's in the wall. That grate. Okay. Okay. And a couple more Ks, because we're not going to say KKK and leave that hanging, for crying out loud. Ah, there's a door. Alright. So we will come back to this, I think. Okay, it does open. And this would have been where we actually came out. Unless this is, like, on the other side completely. Let me just do one more lap. I want to be over careful when it comes to making sure I know where I am. We've seen what happens when I'm wrong, so forgive me if I want to just be very, very sure. Okay, we got ourselves that. I'm wary about pressing that for right now. Let me try. Okay, I don't think these are usable. Oh, I was just on the wrong side of them. Okay. Up here, what? Oh, no, don't do that. There we go. Okay. Visible barrier. I wonder if I can get all the way up top. Ah. This is the last one. So then it's just a matter of finding that journey door. I don't think I see anything else out here to do. So now we will touch that thing with our key. Because I was worried that that might, like, transport me or something. Or just do something that I was not ready to do. So, okay. I was worried for nothing because I don't know what the heck I can do with this. Hmm. Is this not... No, it's gotta be. It's a thing that you use with your key. It's got the little thing here, but it doesn't appear like it's got power. Would that be what I'm gathering from this? It doesn't have power? Hmm. I'm gonna go back up. See if there's anything to interact with up here that I missed. Just see pillars. There are these things, but I don't think you can do anything with these, like, ever. There's the journey cloth up here, which would let me teleport back to this area. I'm not seeing anything to interact with. We're like kind of above that area. There's the outside rim, this inside area. If it was connected from above, it would be... from like this middle area. I'm not seeing any like switch or anything. As if I'm understanding correctly, this is what my assumption is. There are doors that we were unable to open because we didn't have like a high enough clearance with our key. So I thought we would be finding a place like this where we could upgrade our clearance, and then we'd be able to open those doors, and that might be where the journey door is. But I don't see anything to do. This should be, you put your hand in here, this is a button, and you'd be like, hey, upgrade, or something. But it's like it doesn't have power. How would we give it power? This is all, if my assumptions are correct. They might not be. I've been wrong before. But no like little switch or anything. Nothing here. This doesn't open. I am noticing that we worked our way up this tower, but there is the down area that we've yet to get access to. I don't know if we will, but that's where like the war games took place. I'm just gonna try to do like a real careful look-see around here, see if there's any like more downward progression to make. So I've tried looking at every available wall, floor, and ceiling. This area, in the area above, in the area below, and I could be still overlooking something. It is very dark on my screen. There could be something hiding in the shadows. That hasn't necessarily been the case just yet. I'd like to think it's never gonna happen. But I also don't feel like I could ever rule it out. So, I don't know. From this area, from that prison, we dropped down into, like, a sewer area. And we climbed up into this area. And I even looked, on the back side of where that key would be. These outer walls here. And I don't see anything. I'm not interacting with anything. And I go up, and the only thing I can find up there was that journey cloth. So I'm finding myself unsure about where the journey door is and how to get to it. I'm trying to think back to the first tower, trying to think back to the lower portions of this tower, and all I'm coming up with is those doors that I apparently don't have clearance for. And there's the key dispenser thing here. And those books talked about clearance levels. I mean, I feel like that's got to be right, but I'm just unable to determine what to do about any of it. So, I think just, I could go to the start of this age again and work my way through all the areas again. But I just don't think that would be very productive, and I want to be here. So I'm gonna go to the universal hint system and see what kind of guidance that can offer me. So we are going back to that first tower. And the hint system suggesting that I have to get to the top. I may not be able to see it from there, but I at least know I'll be close. So I'm gonna think about this while we explore a little bit. Everything should still be up and running. Gotta go around to the other elevator. Unless I, like, turned something off and forgot that I did that. No, everything should be on. So let me think about this before we do that. Let's go in here, see how this has the light. See how I put my thing in and it does a thing? The other one wasn't doing that. So, yeah. You have the elevator. No, this isn't how I get up. There's, here. And which side was it? This one. I want to just kind of check something. Here. So see the door that won't open. This opens. And then here won't open. Getting a little bit noisier as we head in here. Everything's on. Everything's fine. Won't open. Okay. We head back down. Head towards that elevator. Overshot. Where's my exit? Help, I'm trapped. Can't get out. No escape anymore. Everything is pain. Never mind, I found it. Okay, yeah, elevator, we go up to the top floor. Or, you know, to the roof. first thinking about this. This might have popped a hole that I could get down into, and the answer is it did not. Okay. Well, the second thing I'm thinking about is coming off this to land somewhere below me. That is bad. Okay. There's something there, one of those markers for teleportation. So I took a shot. And I'm going to take another shot. Because, as we know, trying to land on these platforms, it may be a thing I'm supposed to do, and the game is just how it is. Where that's easier said than done. Okay, so coming around. Let me try to get a better look before we really approach. Yeah, like this. I even said, like, over here that there may be a way onto that lower area. So I could go there, and I could maybe go around, and it takes me somewhere, like, lower there, and under where this is rotating. There may be a way in from the outside. Don't see anything else. We're gonna be approaching that, hell over here, which I don't want to jump to again. But that's my best guess, is there's another thing like this that's over there. It's got a marker on it that they use for things to kind of denote, oh, that's where people would be teleporting to. Or something like that, in the lore. No reason to do that. I'm gonna give it another shot. Hopefully with a better aim. Hopefully without any glitching. And I'm either right or I'm wrong, but we will go back to the universal hint system if this doesn't work, and just make sure we're heading in the right direction. Okay, and yup. All right. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should not run. Oh, yeah, I was worried about, like, sliding off the edge. That's why I wanted to not run. I'm also not seeing anything. And I'm scared to, like, go down now. Well, what do we think? No, like, secret panel or anything here. Alright. Okay. Universal hint system it is.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I'm not even going to tell you how many tries that took. We're here now, and we press this again. You know, if only they had implemented a method where you could warp to any of the journey cloths you've touched instead of just the last one that you touched. If only. But now I can see this stupid-ass door from here, and I guess I just gotta work my way down. Looks like we're platforming. Okay, this is solid. That's good to know. Now where to? Do I just drop from here? Is that safe? Game? You've really not made me feel confident in being able to land on things. Case in point. But that seems like that might be what we're supposed to do. Is just fall down there. Okay. I would not mind this. You know, like having to explore to find where the journey doors are, you know, hidden off in the, you know, places like that. If these journey cloths served as waypoints, plural. Like I said, being able to transfer to any of them instead of the last one that you touched. Because that would make it much easier to navigate these areas. Maybe they could have even better designed these areas to actually utilize that kind of waypoint system. In some cases, you know, things have been very close together, and what I'm proposing would not be very effective in all those cases. But, you know, then they could have just done better. So, it's like it's the design of navigating an age is fighting the puzzle element of exploring the age. You know what I mean? Hope. Okay, where is that? We'll try walking off instead of running off. And, no, it didn't even give me a chance to get that far down. Okay. Just gonna keep at it. The universal hint system told me to be here. Now maybe it told me to be here just so I could see the journey door. I really hope that's not the case, because I will stab somebody. I don't want to touch another journey cloth. I don't want to go through all of the nonsense. Just want to get to the door that I can see from here. I don't see any other way I would get there except from this area and falling down into here, but as we've established, there's no way to act. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Me with my lead finger, sorry. There's no way to actually get to that level. Even though there's a whole other platform that we could jump to. That just led nowhere. I'm sorry about that one. I had my hand on the mouse and I just got a little too relaxed and just hit that button. That one's on me. I will acknowledge. Trying to figure out what would be a good way to jump and land on that. That's too far. But it's letting me go that far. When I walked off, it just said, nope, game over for you. But when I'm running and jumping far enough, it's letting me fall that far before it says no. I've now died. So can't walk off. Can I do like a walking jump off? Still too far. I can try jumping from a little further back. It's getting to the point where this does not feel like the right way to do this. But also, I have no idea what the alternative would be. I genuinely don't. Let us try to line up. Okay, we'll walk backward, and then maybe from here? Okay, even further back. I'm gonna give this like 40 or 50 more tries, and after that, I'm going back to the universal hint system. I'm going back to the universal hint system anyway later after I do this, because I want to confirm that this was in fact what we needed to do. Okay, from like here. It's still okay. Even further back, I do feel like I'm getting closer to that platform. I'm still overshooting it. I have not had any reason to believe, just yet, that I cannot land on that platform. Okay, lined up. And can't believe we did it, finally. Now, we're here. I see no other way to get here except by doing what I just did. Maybe from jumping from here, I could get a better angle to safely do that. Oh, thank God. Alright. Oh, gee. It's gone inside my character model. You can see these are my glasses and the rim of my hat. That was absolutely horrifying. I'm walking through and all of a sudden this thing just shows up in my face like that. I'm never coming back here. You cannot make me. And we're gonna have flickery lights, so I'm just gonna freeze the screen and look down.
You return again. Return to hear more. Return for a third pillar. It's an interesting cycle, this coming and going, giving and taking. Returning is what you must do. For you have torn in half the very being of one of the least. You have heard their pain. Don't falter. Let me tell you of King Karath. Dare I speak ill of him? One of the great kings, but yet he was the maker of the proud. For it was his system of guilds that served as the foundation of power and corruption. The powerful need control, fortresses and garrisons to guard their power. And soon the guarding is yet another thing to be proud of. Layers within layers built to preserve their ages and their pride from the weak and least who might attack from without. And yet it is from within that most nations fall. And so the mighty garrisons of Denis now stand vacant. The people of Denis didn't return easily. They only would take until all was taken from them in the Great Returning, the fall that destroyed them. Denis fell only a few hundred years ago. All of it was removed. And my journey was similar. I could write things that no Denis had ever dreamed of. My writing smashed barriers held as absolutes for millennia. I could change things, I could move things. I could control things. I learned beyond my parents, I learned beyond all. I wrote ages against any challengers, masters of the art, and they were beaten. I took all that I could hold. Only death can conquer pride so strong. For the Denis and for Yusha, it was death that moved me to return. All died. All but the least. The unproud. The Bahro considered themselves as dead already. And so they continued to watch Denis, always ready to give more away. And now they will return.
Okay, we've gotten rid of another pillar, and we're jumping into the abyss. 3 out of 4. So, yeah. Unless there's something else that's going on with that age. But presuming that we have now done everything there is to do in that age, that means that those locked doors and the security clearance and that lower area with the wall where they did the war games and stuff, all that was nothing. The second key distributor thing, nothing. All of that. And I started this episode trying to be kind to the game when I mentioned, you know, the whole shroomy thing and how that might have just been not like a red herring or misdirection, just kind of like, you know, I read too much into it and that was my fault. But I don't know. It's really feeling like it's not all my fault. I just don't know. I just think that's... Even if it wasn't part of solving, you know, the ultimate puzzle of getting to the journey door, which it really should have been, if you ask me. But even if it wasn't, I still think it should have been something to explore. It's there. It's set up as encouraging the player to do that. It's setting it up like it's a puzzle. I wanted to solve what I thought was a puzzle. And it didn't lead to anything. And I think it should have. Is that fair of me to say? I hope. I'm not trying to be negative about this game, believe it or not. I can be frustrated with things. I can be frustrated with some of the ideas and how they did or did not come together. I can be frustrated with the bugs that I've encountered. But I am still enjoying this game. I'm just being maybe a bit more critical of it than the previous installments. I think there were some things that could have been done differently. In my opinion, better. That doesn't mean that I'm hating this game. I can be frustrated with it at times. I can even be maybe a little bit more than frustrated. I can be quite annoyed with it and what they're doing. But, you know, we're in it, and at its core, I guess it's still like a missed game. And, you know, that's still something. That still means something. Don't know why I'm doing this. I just thought it would be fun. Okay, that's gonna do it for this video. Next time, we have this age to return to, where we found the least to do in it. So, a second pass, I'm really curious to see what it is that I did not see that first time, you know? I do note we're still missing a book here. We're missing all this down here. I do not know if that's something we are going to be filling up. There's also this here. You know, comparing to that other Relto, the whole bookshelf was filled. And I don't know if that's a representation of what we will be able to do when playing the game. As it stands, though, the way I'm looking at this is the base game. These symbols here represent that. This symbol here and these three books, I think, represent Path of Duni, or Path to Duni, one of the expansions. And this, or it might have just been I can't remember anymore, but this is, I want to say, Path of the Shell, this symbol here. And these books might also be related to it, even though there's no symbol. And this, I just don't know. If all this, I don't know. But that's my understanding, like base game expansions. So, this book is the one that took us to our version of Bevan. And then there was the one in that alternate Relto. That this was the only book we could access. So I'm going to hold off on that until we get, you know, we resolve this. Whatever this is. But yeah, next time, hopefully this goes okay. I love ya. Mwah. Bye-bye. And by the way, Universal Hint System confirms that the way I was getting to that journey door was, in fact, the intended way. Blech.